All right, we have Jenise Fernandez. I'd like to bring her in if we can, as she's in Marsh Harbor in the northwest Bahamas. Jenise, tell us what you're seeing at the moment.
Hey, Luke, it's good to hear from you. Right now, we're really just seeing those windy conditions, and every once in a while, we get a really good gust of wind to the point where we have to hold on to all of our equipment and hold on to everything to make sure it doesn't get blown away. Right there, we've got a gust. You can see it right now. So that's basically what we're experiencing, Luke, is every once in a while we get this huge gust, and I would bet that as the day goes on in the next few hours, those gusts are just going to be very consistent. It's really the wind that we're experiencing right now. As far as rain, it's not raining very hard. It's just that, the wind gusts that we keep experiencing. But we did talk to Luke about 30 minutes ago, and he did tell us that probably in the next hour or so, maybe 2 hours, that's really going to change, and the conditions are really going to change. We've seen the changes already since we've been out here since 6 a.m., and it looks like it's just going to continue like this and get worse and worse.
Again, the edge of the eyewall is about 20-25 minutes away. This is probably some of the last video we're going to see from her that's live.
That we're back on.
There's some audio now. Let's go to Jenise.
He's giving me some updates of what to expect. We've really only got a few minutes before we probably got to head inside. My photographer, Brian, is actually putting a lot of the equipment inside already because we want to prepare for when this eyewall reaches, and it looks like it may really almost be here. We can only imagine what it's going to look like once the storm passes and what we're able to. A bit of a good note here, I can tell you that the power has not gone out yet in the hotel. We do still have power. We have most likely generators. I know that there are several generators at the hotel. The general manager told us that when we checked in. So looks like the generators in, so we still have power at this time, which is a big reason why we're able to continue to give you these live pictures from Marsh Harbor. So that is something that I'm sure many people are thankful for at this point. But you can see I don't know if you could get a better look now.
As you can see, there are shots going in and out audio-wise, but Jenise and Brian Eli showing us live pictures of what's happening there in the Marsh Harbor in the Bahamas as that Category 5 storm makes its way through there.
Okay, we hear people yelling for help. Okay, so we're walking with you. With hotel staff. We're hearing yells for help on the other side of the hotel. So walk with me. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, we hear people yelling for help. There's a lot of water on this side of the hotel. There's a lot of water there. I don't even know if we. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're on the other side of the hotel, and right now we even see rushing water. I don't know if are they the ones who need help? Are they the ones? They're okay? Okay. Okay, we hear faint screams. I'm walking with hotel staff right now to try to see where this yelling is coming from to make sure these people are okay. Do you see them? Okay, there's so much water on this side of the property. I was not expecting this at all. I really was not. All right, bear with me, you guys. I'm kind of dodging debris right now. Okay. Oh, my gosh. I don't know. Okay, let's see what's going on. Right now, we're at what was a parking lot, and it is completely underwater. And actually, the water is rushing in some parts. Oh my goodness. We don't know where the screams are coming from. They're trying to figure it out. Do you see them? Are they okay? Okay, I think we found them. And I think they're getting help. I think they're okay. Do you get a boat to get to them? Okay, this is Nicole Calvin, Betty, Brian. I've never seen anything like this. But I'm with hotel staff right now. I want to make sure these people are okay, but I don't know how we can get to them. There's so much water right now.
We showed you this video just over our shoulder here yesterday of a group of people who got swept away by floodwaters and managed to get rescued before things got worse.
And our own Jenise Fernandez was there when those people were brought safely to shore. She joins us again from Nassau with the story. Jenise.
Well, Nicole and Calvin, we have so many stories to share with you from Marsh Harbor and from riding out this hurricane. So that family, yes, they got stuck in the rushing water, that storm surge, and they needed to be rescued. Take a look at this video.
We hear people yelling for help, okay? So we're walking with you with hotel staff. We're hearing yells for help on the other side of the hotel. So
Swim! Swim! Swim!
So in the video there, you can hear people yelling for them to swim, and it was actually our partners with ABC News that helped rescue this family. We had actually met this family on Saturday. We were doing a live shot. They were having lunch, and we were just chatting with them casually. And then our partners at ABC able to help this family swim to safety. And then we were able to catch up with them at the hotel, and we were in complete shock when we realized this was a family that we had spoken to just a day before. Take a listen. How are you guys feeling right now?
Terrified. Terrified. But we're happy to be safe.
Safe. The house was getting flooded up to, I don't know, maybe it was up to 10, like 5, at least 5, 6 feet, and we were getting up and like we saw an opportunity to open a door and we were like, we gotta go now or else we're dead. So we were hanging onto the rope.
And just made our way in the currents, in the street.
We're so glad you guys are okay. We heard you yelling, so we started to run. Your yells were very loud, so we're glad you're okay. Oh my goodness. We met these people the other day at the bar. They live nearby. So when we saw that you guys were the ones calling for help, we're very glad you're safe. You're safe now. You're safe now, okay? Oh my goodness. And we really were so glad to see that they were safe. They actually made it to the bunker in the hotel where they were able to ride out the rest of the storm. And so many people who were swept out of their homes, when the eye came through and there was that moment, that eerie moment of calm, a lot of people from nearby neighborhoods actually started walking to the hotel because they had heard that there was a bunker, that there was a space for them to ride out the storm. And of course, the hotel, they were not going to turn people away who needed shelter. So that family and so many others came to the bunker where they rode out the rest of the storm.
We'll have much more on how to help in just a moment, but first, we want to take you to Nassau, Bahamas.
Local 10 News reporter Jenise Fernandez just landed there moments ago after being evacuated from Abaco Island. She just landed, and so we aren't able to talk back and forth with her. She has had some very long days. Jenise, what's the very latest?
Good evening, Nicole and Calvin. We have just arrived here to Nassau. We first arrived at Marsh Harbor on Friday to bring you live coverage of Hurricane Dorian, that storm rolling through on Sunday, and that is when we lost communication with you. We weren't able to go live on the air like we are right now, only able to communicate with everyone back at home through a satellite phone. And finally, we have made it here. We actually had to evacuate the island. Things were getting very dire, very humanitarian crisis going on right now at Abaco Island, and that is when a helicopter came to evacuate us, and we literally just landed here in Nassau. And we want to show you now a compilation we put together. It is raw video. You're going to see what some of the damage looks like in Marsh Harbor. Check out the first floor of this condo. There is still water on the floor 3 days after the storm. And look at this. When this window just burst open, you could see that the wind moved all of this furniture around. This place is completely destroyed. And look at this example of how strong the winds were. It completely destroyed this glass door. But look at that. There was a railing here on the balcony. The wind just picked it up and blew it away. And not just the first floor, but the second floor damaged as well. Look at this bedroom. If you look up here, you can see the rafters of the roof. And look at that window. The pressure of the storm so strong, it literally sucked that window out. And this is where we spent the night, Monday night. We all consolidated in this area with ABC, just putting out some beds and chairs. This just gives you an idea of the only spot in this condo that's really safe to be in. And now we want to give you a bird's eye view from our condo. The first thing you notice is all the trees that are down. But if you take a look at some of the buildings, some of them just don't even exist anymore. And check out this perspective. These boats were in the marina, the wind pushing them onto shore. And look at these homes. These homes were so beautiful. But look at that. The second floor completely blown off. And just look at all the damage from the roof of that yellow home. And take a look at this. These are the remnants of the pier. These wooden panels are scattered really throughout the resort, but they're very dangerous because there are nails sticking out of these, and a lot of people have actually been injured by accidentally stepping on those nails. And here's the problem. We're not quite done with Hurricane Dorian. You could see it is day 3 of when the storm made landfall in Marsh Harbor. Still very windy conditions. The rain is light right now, but we've had moments of very heavy and intense rain. And you see that building there? That is actually where we checked in a few days ago. We actually did a couple of live shots there. You can't even recognize it. And we talked about those boats being pushed ashore. Look at this one. It came so close to crashing into the building. And check out what happened to many of the cars. You can see they're in disarray, the storm surge pushing them this way. Look what happened to our own rental car. A piece of plywood just smashed through the windshield. And if you look inside, you could see just how bad the damage was. I want you to take a look at this building. You notice right away that the roof is gone. This is what happened. The storm lifted the roof like a piece of paper, landed it over here. You can see the roof is almost still intact. And what ended up happening in a lot of cases is that the debris blew right into one of the pools in the resort. And take a look here. We were just here a few days ago. This is the bar, and you could see that it completely collapsed. And we talked about how in many cases these shutters were all locked in, but look at this. The wind was so strong that it actually ripped some of the shutters off. And this is really unbelievable because this was the restaurant at the resort, and where I'm standing, we actually sat here and had dinner the night before Hurricane Dorian made landfall. But as you take a look here, you can't even recognize what this used to be. And this was what seemed to be an event space that right before the storm was under construction. They obviously took precautions to try to protect it, but it just wasn't enough. Like in many cases, the storm was just too powerful. And there are still some guests here at the resort. This is Sandra Hoden, who rode out the storm. How are you holding up so far?
We're doing okay. We're looking forward to getting out of here. We found our boat this morning down there. She's upside down. She came all the way from across the other side. You know, it is what it is. It's just you take it as it comes and be happy you're alive. But this, Joe has been in 10 of these storms. This is the worst he's ever seen. So he's always stayed with his boat. This time he had to get off, and she's gone. But everybody's been great over here. I feel badly for the people that didn't get out and had no place to go. I'm just hoping it's coming to an end. The sun's starting to come, well, not the sun, but it's starting to get a little brighter. And I think things are going to resolve here in a day or two where people will be taken care of and get back to some sort of normalcy.
We were told that by Wednesday morning it should definitely get better. I noticed your foot is wrapped up. What happened here?
Oh, I walked across a nail. You know, it happens. I wasn't paying attention, so I'm in far better shape than most. You know, I understand a lot of people died over on the other side, so I've got to be grateful. You know, just got to be grateful. And tomorrow's another day. If I could just send out a word to my daughter to say we're okay. Her name's Isabella Carrillo, and I just want her to know that Joe and I are alive.
Yeah, and if you could believe it, that is just a glimpse of the damage from Hurricane Dorian. Just to give you another perspective, when we were on the helicopter leaving Marsh Harbor and heading here to Nassau, we got a bird's eye view of Marsh Harbor and all of Abaco, and what we saw was just, it was unbelievable. There are communities that ceased to exist. The supermarket that I've reported on a few days ago, Maxwell's, that was fully stocked and ready to give food to those in need. The roof is completely gone. There are churches where their roofs are gone. The images are just outstanding, and we have so much more to show you. We're going to get that video and turn it around for you, but I also want to give you this perspective because we're at the airport right now. We're obviously in a private area because we landed by helicopter, but there are people here literally huddled watching our newscast, and this is the first time they are seeing images from Marsh Harbor, and they are just completely in shock. So we're going to give you so much more coverage. We're going to turn around so much more video. But Calvin and Nicole, the situation on the island is dire. And we know that there are a lot of people right now heading to Marsh Harbor to send aid. We know the Coast Guard is there, and we're seeing even more Coast Guard choppers here heading to Marsh Harbor. But for now, that's the very latest in Nassau. Jenise Fernandez, Local 10 News.